Want to say hi? Hi. So I brought a tent along to test because we'll be going to Moab here soon, but I don't want to take my rooftop tent because a lot of weight on top, and taking some of those trails is going to be pretty gnarly. So I brought a tent to try out, and this is a unique tent. It doesn't really have a name. Of course, everything comes from China anymore. But it's a pop-up tent. And look how small the package is. Now, one thing I kind of messed up is I didn't bring a tarp, which I will bring. So we're going to set it up right here in this spot. See how that works. So it's pretty easy. You just grab it, and zip it, pull it out of the... This is kind of like our tent that we have for dressing, or our potty tent. Same kind of concept. Whoa, it's already coming apart. So it's, you can see it's in a circle, and then you just let it come out. You see how simple that is. So you just gotta, it's not one you can just throw out and it just opens up, but because it has these, it folds together too easily. Gotta get some air in it. Come on. There we go. Bingo. So I'm thinking, well, maybe somewhere like that. That work? See how easy that was? Okay, done. Did you time that? Did you time it? That was quicker than my rooftop. Well, maybe we'll just pull it back just a tad. A little room in here to maneuver. There we go. That should work. Okay. And I also brought some stakes so you can stake it down, and because we're in sand, I bought some special ones. Let me grab those. 4 different ones. So, and from going from inexpensive to, well, I don't have it in front of me, but this is probably one of the least expensive ones. It's plastic, as you can see that. So let's put the plastic one in this corner. Okay, of course it's going to go right down into the sand. Pretty easy. And the next one, I think this is all aluminum, which I think is a little bit better. Coglins. We'll put that in this other corner over here. See how that works. Of course, it just goes right down in. Really easy. And then this one's pretty expensive, but this is one I use extensively. See that? It's just a plastic tip, and it's a big nail, big spike, kind of what they call it. So let's put that in this other corner. And like I say, these are all, you can see how much they cost. They're Walmart brands. But, of course, that one goes in quite easily. But this is the one I really want to try. It's all plastic, but it has a little auger on the end. This is the ideal one. I think it's going to work good for sand. So we'll give that a shot in this far corner. Pretty cool. Let's see how it works. I've never tried it before, and I'm not sponsoring any of this stuff, so we'll put it in there and screw it down. Then I kind of want to pull them out to see which one's going to hold the best. Works a little better if you put a little weight in it when you're screwing it in. But look at that. That's got to be the best one for sand. When we were at the coast, it would have been nice to have these. Whenever you're doing a tent, you buy one. A lot of complaints. Oh man, it's not weatherproof. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that. Well, but you need to treat a tent before you take it out camping. Yeah, it's a must. So let me show you what I got. I got some Scotch Guard. So this will waterproof it. Now that's very important before you go camping in any tent. I don't care what it is. Then I got some seam seal. This is important too for this particular tent. But what I'm going to do, we'll take our Scotch Guard and we're just going to spray hose this down, especially up here on the top where the rain's going to come or the snow. But you know, this is a summer tent really. I'm using the winter time, but like I say, I want to get something that is so real easy to set up. I'd spray the whole thing, just get it nice and wet. Figured I'd set it up here and do this while I'm out instead of at home, so I wanted to show you how it's done. Just put a nice coating. It'll dry. Dries clear. Seams are important, but I've got that seam seal, so that'll help. I can really get it good on these seams. That's where it's going to leak. Let that set up, let it dry a little bit. See what we got here. This should just screw open. And see, this is a little thicker. It says, clean and dry all surfaces, shake well before use. Removing your seal. Pull brush top open. Apply, squeeze bottle gently, and apply a thin, even film to stitching. So, this is important. So I can do this, you know, put a little bit more on here, on these seams. Like I say, oh yeah, this is a milky substance, so I want it in the threads. The bottom isn't quite as important as this top part. Get it in those threads. I can see water coming down here maybe. Then we might have a problem right there, so make sure you're nice and liberal with the seam seal. Let's get it in there. Really kind of want the seams part, not really the material part, but right in here where the seams are. So you can get in the tent and you can see daylight coming through those seams. Another thing I got, because I'm using this, it's a cot. This is a little bit difficult to put up, so I'm not going to really recommend this particular cot, but because these are pretty rigid and I'm afraid it's going to do some damage to the floor in that, because this is kind of a cheap tent. I got one of these, and this is kind of cool. Of course, Walmart, of course, but it's kind of a thick blanket that'll go on the floor of my tent. And that way I won't punch through that, but it's got Velcro on it. And it folds right up. It's kind of like an Indian blanket. Isn't that cool? That'll give me a little extra layer on the floor for that thing. And it'll probably help for some insulation as well. But it's soft on one side and it's got plastic material on the other, so it looks like it's going to be pretty durable. And it doesn't take up a whole lot of room either. Alright, so then we'll put this in. On top of that, I'm hoping it's going to fit, so I don't like sleeping on the ground. All right, we do it. We do it diagonally. Got lots of room. I'm gonna put that diagonally, so I got a nice floor, and Isabel should have a relatively comfortable sleep as well. She's already going in there. She's liking that. Yeah, isn't that nice and soft? Yeah. Well, I also brought my diesel heater, so we should be doing really well. So, wanted to show you something that I made the other day for my table. And just unclip it here. It's this little piece right here. Now, I made it out of wood, but I want to make it out of metal. So I wanted to put a different stove on here, so I built this. And how it does is just goes right on the end here. And it already it's already got a hole on the underside, and I have just have a wing nut to stick on the end to tighten it down. I think it'd take the heat a lot better. So, you know, these 1-pounders. Take the cap off here. Maybe. Dang, thing's on there. There we go. And this just, I'm sure you've seen these before. It's just a nice hot plate, and you just screw that on there. And it sits right in there. I made little indentions here, so that's what these are right here. This so it won't move back and forth. It sits right in the side there, and then you just work your magic right there, turn on and off. That way it gives me all this area to prep or whatever I need to do. So I just put a little block here, and this is 3/4 inch just wood. Cut a hole in it, glued these on, and put a screw through there. Wing nut on the other side up. There you go. Doesn't get much better than that. Well, we're nice and snug as a bug. Izzy, what you doing? As you can see, we're got the heater running, and the hose is going underneath my bed here, the cot, kind of like what we did in the shed. So I think I'll stay nice and warm tonight. This tent is just a little bit too small, I'm afraid. It's great for one person. Ain't gonna work for two, especially put 2 cots in here, they won't fit. Say hello, Izzy. Say hi. No? Oh. She's saying nice and warm too, so. Well, we'll finish up giving you my review in the morning. This is dry air, which is good, because if you had like a little buddy heater in here, there's no way. You'd have water running down the sides of the pen, no problem. So I got my rock pals in here, and I've got my iPad, so we're gonna watch some movies and then we'll turn in. I think it's only like 8 o'clock, so. But we're gonna be nice and comfy. I got the air mattress underneath me as well as the cot, so we're gonna be nice and comfortable. Everything has a big thick layer of frost on it this morning, so it got pretty cold. I was gonna tell you about these stakes and give you an idea which ones would be good, which ones work well. And this is the plastic one. And if you had a good strong wind, you see it's pretty. It'll pull out if you had a really bad wind there, but this is the cheapest one. Let's go check the other ones. This is the one I use mostly because it's good for hard dirt. And this one, I mean, wow, it doesn't hardly move compared to that plastic one. But of course, maybe the ground's a little frosted over here. This is yeah, that one wasn't gonna move. That in my book is a good general one to have. But the one in sand, that this one probably would be the best in, is this auger style. And see, it's it's not going to move at all. That thing's in there. It's solid. I can't even pull it up. Even if I grab the ring, I can't pull it out. So, gotta twist it out. So if you're doing a lot of sand camping, which I do a lot of, this is the one to have. And they're not that expensive. But that's a good sand one. I'm kind of glad they came up with this. So when I go doing the sand stuff, I think, hey Izzy, I think that's the one that's my stake of choice. The last but not least is this one over here in this corner. And I think this is going to be the worst in sand. I mean, it looks like it's already come up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, that doesn't hold hardly at all. That spike held better than this. So I'm not so sure. And it's aluminum, it's gonna bend really easy. So not so sure about this one. Super light, it might be good for going like camping on a hike or backpacking. That one might be good. Anyway, that's my assessment of that. Now as for the tent, it's just the quality is just not there. The quality, the seams, I mean, I'm still seeing holes even after I sprayed it, but maybe if I hosed it down it wouldn't leak. But I think I'm gonna chalk this tent up for kids' plaything. I mean, I stayed warm and all, but I didn't have a storm. I didn't have any rain or anything, so I don't think I would recommend this tent for camping out in the cold and the weather. Actually, it's fine in the sun. It's fine if you got really good weather, but otherwise I would not recommend it. Well, we're gonna pack it up and head home. The sun's coming up. It's still frosty down on this little knoll, but I appreciate you watching. Might give us a thumbs up and let other people know about these tents. So I'm gonna try another tent to go to Moab. We'll give that one a review as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all later.